Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Trending Brief Experience. Now today we are going to be reacting to an update on the actions of the recently announced Kingdom of Kubala in Scotland, with the three people that set up the kingdom being, of course, Kofi Ofer, Jean Gasher and Cora Taylor. Kofi Ofer being the king, allegedly 3 days ago. In fact, actually a raid was conducted in the kingdom, more to do with immigration offences. Now, according to further information, it would suggest that the king, or also known as Kofi Ofer, was actually a former failed businessman. Kind of ironic whether or not he just needed a bit of fresh air to bewilder himself, or whether or not he literally took being theatrical to a whole other level.
To reclaim my heritage, the lost tribe and the lost land for my ancestors.
You're on land, though, that does not belong to you. It belongs to Scottish Borders Council. They want you out.
The land and the earth belongs to the creator of the heavens and the earth. No,
I don't know. But it would seem there is some footage of this raid, and of course we will be reacting to this and seeing for any more updates. Now, I was actually hoping, I don't know about you, I was hoping that they would actually be able to camp there throughout the winter to see how long they'd last. After all, they were pretty much wearing the finest wool from Primark that anyone could offer, provided with lots of sort of leaves as beds, from my understanding. And again, as one of them being the maiden, and also being Cora Taylor, who was from the States, who family declared to be missing, but has contacted them and insisted actually she is safe and done their voluntary. Who knows? But we also know that Kofi Ofer is from Ghana. We know that Jean Gasher is from Zimbabwe. Now, he claimed it was some land belonging to his people tried 400 years ago, and that people around the world from China, Sudan and other countries are coming. So are we likely to see more people arrive in this very shortly departed kingdom, potentially? But let's get ready and react. Let's go.
This is the moment the king and handmaiden of the so-called Kingdom of Kubala tribe were detained in an early morning raid. Kofi Ofer and
to be honest, I don't know if Peter Parker was taking the pictures of these, but it got some very good shots.
Jedburgh, Roxburghshire, just after 8 a.m. on Thursday. The duo were escorted out of the woods after an operation that involved cops, sheriff officers...
Okay, so immigration were there and the local police.
Shortly after 8 a.m, a team of border enforcement officers supported by police moved into the woodland encampment on the outskirts of Jedburgh. The operation followed court action earlier this week, and before their arrests, sheriff officers served interdicts banning the group from occupying any council-owned land in the area. Once the legal orders were issued, immigration officers detained Kofi Ofer, who describes himself as the group's king, and 21-year-old Cora Taylor, who's described as a handmaid, who has also been reported missing in Texas. Both were placed in handcuffs and led to waiting vehicles before being taken.
Well, someone was obviously filming it on Instagram or TikTok.
On the day that the group were evicted from the council land they set up camp on, sheriff officers served them with interdicts banning them from private land and council land across the area. The group previously told how they were reclaiming land that was stolen from their ancestors 400 years ago and refused to recognise the powers of the courts to evict them. We told earlier how Taylor was confirmed.
It's a lot of things to move though for 3 people.
By her family in Texas, and her family previously expressed concerns that she was being brainwashed into staying with the Kubala tribe. This is the group's second eviction in as many weeks after a previous order was met by them by moving 20 feet from private land to a council.
Imagine being banned from private land. You sort of take the hint, but they were already removed from one place and they went to another.
Council leader Scott Hamilton blasted cops for not using a 150-year-old law to take action.
So Scott, today's the eviction of the Kubala tribe from the council land. Can you just give us an update on where we are with that?
Well, it's really positive that obviously we've come to this point. You know, it's been a hard, long battle with courts from private landowners to the public, and so hopefully we'll get the right outcome today as we progress with the eviction.
So now that the group will be evicted, what's the position in relation to other Borders council land?
So the council was very strong in terms of its legal argument, and we were able to successfully ban them from council-owned land in the future. So that means that they have a limited option to what they can do now, and we encourage other landowners to work with us in that legal process, because obviously that's available to private landowners just as it was available to us as a council.
And I assume the council stands ready to engage with the group and assist them in the coming days.
Absolutely, as we have done from day one, we will always look to see if we can engage with them. I mean, I think it's clear that they could do with some help, whether that be social services, whether that be mental health support, and we're able to do that for them. But unless they want to engage, we can't help.
Last month, we revealed that Offie is a failed businessman. The 36-year-old was director of entertainment, retail, property, and performing arts firms, which were struck off.
That sounds like every Ghanaian businessman, in all fairness.
His partner, mum of 7 Gasho, who calls herself Queen Nandi, was also involved in some of the doomed enterprises. Offie previously posed as a millionaire entrepreneur in flash suits as he claimed to mix with super-rich clients. A world away from the rags and crown of sticks he donned while living with Gasho and their handmaiden in the Scottish woods. In 2021, his missus boasted that he was a property magnate with a fortune to his name. Gasho claimed in her blog, "My husband within a year has acquired 10 properties to his name. He now runs an empire, and in assets he is now a millionaire in his own right. Today he is a millionaire king, and I can't help but give thanks." But records unearthed by the Scottish Sun reveal that Offie's businesses failed within a few years of being set up. It is understood the tribe received income from subscribers to their social media accounts, which have tens of thousands of followers. The accounts also have a link for donations. The group had also been receiving food and gifts from camp visitors, as well as a local friend who we are not naming. When asked about his failed firms, Offie told us all these businesses were the road to where we have come. It was a journey of discovery.
Jeez, that's a bit of a grim picture.
The world of luxury is perishing. The world of the wilderness is what awaits everyone. It's more rewarding.
Shalom, Kubala, shalom.
This is our destiny. This is our destiny.
You know, some of these pictures honestly look like they're going to be for some kind of next R&B cover, in all fairness. That's interesting. So I didn't know anything about the couple having sort of that many businesses, but to be honest, it sounds like every Ghanaian I've ever met, really. You know, they usually say they've got some business in real estate, property, and then before you know it, you probably see them working as a parking ticket instructor. All love to my Ghanaians, though, but it sounds like a very typical story. But, you know, in all fairness, not the first time we've heard of wealthy people wanting to diverge into the more nomadic life. But I'm really disappointed that they weren't allowed to stay until after the winter. I don't know how they would have handled it. Maybe they would have just got an Airbnb and still been the king of an Airbnb. Who knows? Don't shoot me. I am still not very clear how. You know, one's from Ghana, one's from Tanzania, and there are a couple. I don't know how they got in touch with the American girl, but maybe we'll find that out. But yeah, of course, there's so much more going on around the world. Of course, it's always nice to see something a little bit more close to home that isn't involving, you know, someone's getting stabbed to death. That's always a nice positive one. It's different, it's refreshing. But I think everyone wanted to see them try and survive Scotland. Immigration, what will probably happen is it will go either both ways, because technically they have committed an offence and they were told to move 3 or 4 times. They may be barred, they may be banned from coming back to the country. Although, knowing these guys, they may just be told not to go back to that specific private land again. Although, interesting enough, most of Scotland actually has most of its woodland is actually free for most of the public to walk around. But these guys just happen to pick some of the most private land possible in Scotland. That's interesting. I don't know where to do with that. But yeah, I'm still quite upset they've been evicted so soon. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are down below on this video. on your thoughts on this situation. Did you want to see how they did in the winter, or do you think it was a good idea they got rid of them as soon as possible? Do you think you could have lasted that long out there in the wilderness? I think, you know, with a little gas stove, a portable toilet, I'd probably do okay. You know, a bit of Maggie's noodles, I do pretty well. But let me know what your 3 most important items are to be camping out in the wild for you. Thank you very much, and see you soon.